This is just a little introduction that I want to give you to a section or a learning module in the course. It's early on in the course, and it's about mindsets and success in the course. I talked a little bit earlier about success in the course, but I really want to focus in on mindsets and explain to you what it is. This is the only recording that you'll have of me in the module, but I am going to ask you to listen to a couple other videos. That is, there's a video not yet by Carol Dweck, a psychologist, an educational psychologist, who's really developed this whole idea of mindsets that you'll hear about. And in particular, in fact, let me just switch over to the way the course looks. That will be this top video. Just watch the video, Developing a Growth Mindset with Carol Dweck. Okay. And the next one on the same subject, Mindsets to Succeed. There's a gentleman, I don't remember his name, but you'll see he's the second video that we have. Very good video about the power of belief. Eduardo Bracento, I think. Bracento, not sure how to pronounce it. These are some things these have come from, by the way, TED Talks. You might have heard of TED Talks. If not, there's a lot of educational material available on TED Talks, and I think it's worthwhile. And he explains a lot about kind of the consequences, a lot about mindsets and the consequences and how this really affects your education. Then the next one below that, you'll see the next one is a mindset of a, oh, I guess I didn't have it. It should be in here. Mindset of a champion, done by a very young fellow, a very young boy. But he has some very interesting things to say about mindsets. And then we're going to go on to some stuff about growing your mind. And in particular, there are some things that you want to consider about that. These are a couple short videos, and there's another short video on neuroplasticity. I see I left one thing out. And then what I'm going to ask you to do is commit yourself to the program to work for success in the course. Let me remind you, equals leg plus gum. There's only one G, no E, Legum. There's for these, this is for, the other one, so I'm an equal opportunity discriminator. Now, with regard to the growth mindset, here are a couple things that I want you to think about, a couple questions. And in fact, you might want to stop this and jot these down. Can a person's attitude towards his or her studies affect how much he or she learns? Why or not? Why not? Think about that as you're watching this and take notes. Can a person do something to improve his or her intelligence? And that'll be for the first three on the growth mindset. And that second question will lead you into questions about growing your mind, which is the second to last, which is the fourth video that you'll be watching. How do people become more intelligent? Think about that. How does the diagram of the neurons at birth versus at 6 demonstrate about how people become more intelligent? What about the second diagram of the nerves of the animal living in a cage versus the animal living with other animals and with toys? What does that tell you about the whole situation? How are our brains like muscles? When do our brains grow the most? So that was on growing your mind. And then we're going to watch one. The last one is a short video on neuroplasticity. And that has something to do with the brain and how it functions and how, and in fact, you guys figure out what exactly is neuroplasticity. That is, the brain's a certain, they have this plasticity. So what does this amount to? How does it work? Can you rewire your brain? And then just trying to put it all together. What is neuroplasticity and how does it work? And what are neurons? That's something you ought to think about. And how can this change over time? How do we know this stuff? What are the ways of making your brain grow? Now, the whole point of this, in fact, earlier in the course, I had us go to a class at Harvard University. Now, at Harvard University, there are a lot of very well prepared students, students who really have made great commitments to what's going on. But you're going to, and people sometimes at Kingsborough are a little concerned that they never can catch up and they have the wrong attitude about things. And I think the first thing that I have you going to Harvard to notice is that the students at Harvard, I don't hear pearls of wisdom from them, and we're going to go into that more this week, that I don't hear from my Kingsborough students. But the question is, what makes them more successful in at least academia, and how does that contribute to being successful in life? And I want you to think how what you can do, how your attitude and how what you do can change how successful you are, and how this course can help you and working at this course can help you. Well, with that, I'm just going to leave you to go through the rest of the items in the module, and there are three discussion forums, two I call assessments, and there's actually there are two discussion boards. One is about mindsets, and the other one is about what you can do to change your what you know and what you learn and how smart you are. And then the final one is something I'm going to ask you. It's just an assignment to sit down and make a commitment to yourself. You're going to go in and write, what is it that you're going to commit to? How much work? What are you going to try to do? How much work are you going to do through the course of the semester? Change it. And I got to tell you the truth, I'm not going to read what you write on that one, but I want to make sure that you've written something because I want something that commits you, because I'm going to actually have you refer back to it in the future. At least that's my intent. Well, good luck with this module, and we'll see you in the next one.